Hey guys, what's going on? So this is incredibly rare Inquisitor gameplay. And I say incredibly rare because I'm pretty sure I've never posted Inquisitor gameplay, and I probably never will after this, until I get a level 15 clock. But because I've been playing so much Blooming Dash Blade Dancer, and when I tried out Floral Frenzy Blade Dancer, and then I played Tesla, using the exact same Sharpened Spear configuration, I thought to try out Light Inquisitor again because of the addition of Gunslinger and how much Gunslinger makes this deck so much easier to run, because as soon as you get all 7 Light Inquisitors, you're done. You don't need to keep getting them into spaces. If you didn't have the Gunslinger, and you had like a Harley Quinn or something to make it somewhat easier, you'd have to get them into spaces and then be able to make it to where you had 7 before you just died by not having 7 and all of your Inquisitors are terribly attacking. And then you can also save them from Fire Lions as well. You could run Mermaid, obviously, for more protection, but I think that Gadget with the... because you're using so much of the field, I really like Gadget in here, and I get a bunch of Gadget gold tiles on my Light Inquisitors. This is the world's easiest setup. I'm already basically done. It's this setup. I get one more Trapper, and because I'm able to run 2 Trappers, and it doesn't feel terrible, I'm able to do double Night Statue stacks for the entire game. The Sharpshooter basically stays there until I get like red guys, and then I move it. And then there's a point where I want to manually upgrade it so that I can move things, because if your Light Inquisitors get too high and then they get Fire Guide, you're just gonna lose a rank for no reason. You want to always keep upgrading your Gunslinger. Other than that, that's pretty much it. That's the game. Good night, everybody. I lose. Good night, everybody. The reason why I never play this is because, for this exact reason, it feels like a cultist deck to me. Like, I never think that it can go far. I feel like this is pretty much as most as you can do. Like, you could have obviously, you could have legendary heroes. You could run it with a Fortuna and it would go farther. You could run it with the Zeus and it would go farther. But beyond that, I don't like it. Like, this is it. This is the whole gameplay. It's just, there's nothing to it. It's just, you're leveling everything up. You're gaining stacks as quick as you can. But the only way that you're gaining stacks with Light Inquisitor is just through boss defeats. So your stacks are limited to the amount of bosses that you kill. And so there's no way to manipulate that. Like, you're not getting multiple bosses, any more bosses than you normally would. So there's no way to manipulate the amount of, the only way that it's gaining stacks, the 3.5% damage. And it's just not quick enough. It doesn't scale. And I lose this, and it feels like a cultist deck, in the sense that a cultist deck, when you're playing against it, it's really good until it just isn't, and it falls off, and then it just dies. And it's not like you did anything wrong, it's just, it doesn't scale well, is basically the end-all be-all of it. People have asked me to play Light Inquisitor or play Inquisitor just in general on streams, and I always tell them, even though I've upgraded my Inquisitor to max, because at the time I just had the shards, I just kept getting Inquisitor shards, and I just like upgraded it just because. I don't play it. I don't use it ever, because I've always said that the reason why is because I would only play it if I had a max clock. If I could play Dark Inquisitor and clock. I'm using all the things. I'm using a Night Statue and a Trapper and 7 Light Inquisitors and Night Statues and a Scrapper and a Gunslinger. This is all the things. This is all the things that you would want in this deck, other than a legendary hero. And I'm even getting good gadget tiles. I think I get like 2 or 3 good gadget tiles over the course of the game. And like, I say good gadget tiles as in it's on my Inquisitors. And that's the entire way that Inquisitor deals damage. It's just through fast attack. I could have a higher spear. I think I have like a level 7 light spear, which I'm using. It doesn't have a counterspell, but that never comes into play because Inquisitor has one of the best cleanse mechanics. It's just get another light Inquisitor on the board and eat it, and then all of your Inquisitors cleanse. And the only time you ever really need that amount of cleanse that one of my regular counterspells would not get is if your field gets either King Puddinged or Dark Priest, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, when you have like singular like Fire Lions are hitting you, you have the Gunslinger to get rid of that. Nobody runs Shaman anymore. Nobody really runs Witch unless you're playing an actually toxic deck. But this is just damage versus damage, and it just doesn't do well. Like, and there's nothing, it feels like there's nothing else I can do other than have a legendary hero. Like, there's nothing else that you can do with this deck. I could have a better spear. I could have gadget tiles. Or get better gadget tiles, even though I do have a lot of good ones. I think I have reasonable levels by the end of this game as well. I could have a better, a better Gunslinger, but everything else is max. It's a max Scrapper, a max Trapper, max Night Statue, max Inquisitor, and it just doesn't do well. So this is my PSA for anybody trying to build a light Inquisitor deck. I don't think it's good. And it's not even like I don't think it's good against a max Spirit Master deck. I think I get to like 3 minutes. You can skip ahead to see, but I'm pretty sure I get to like 330 or something. It's not even very high, and I feel like this was the best build of an Inquisitor build that I could build. I think 2 Trappers is kind of excessive. A lot of people just run the 1 Trapper, so I was able to also run 2 Trappers as well, and I just kind of die out of nowhere. I mean, maybe we'll get to that moment, and then we'll be like, oh, that's why you died. But I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it just like stopped doing enough damage. It doesn't grow fast enough. And other than Night Statue stacks, which aren't that high after 30, I have 20 and 19 Night Statue stacks. I have like really high Night Statue stacks, higher than I normally would. Yeah, I don't think it's good. Maybe with the growth tile. I'm using Amulet of Swiftness, so my Amulet of Swiftness could be better. I think I get to like my max, which is 16%. 16 or 16.5% maybe. I'm pretty sure I get to my max. There's ways that it could be better, but I don't think that even if I had all of those things maxed out, if that would matter all that much. Maybe I would push to like 4 minutes. But I think you should also note that I have 5200% crit as well. Like, I feel like I'm already pushing this deck pretty far in terms of like my crit percentage as well. And I don't know. That's pretty much it. Like, I didn't really have anything more than that to say. The gameplay is super easy. It's just save your Gunslinger switches for when you have. Don't put yourself in this position. I use my Gunslinger switches. I think this was the moment that I realized that I need to play this differently. Use your Gunslinger switches on, like, wait for them for Fire Guys, and then use your activation on bosses. I have like a level 4 Trapper, level 5 Trapper. I have my Gunslinger back. I use it on the boss. Like right here, it's fine. It feels like it's doing fine, and now we're in Death Waves. I don't even think anything dramatic happens. It's just pure damage. It's just pure damage fall off. I think I'm gonna screenshot somewhere here. Somewhere here. That seems fine. When I don't do that, I have to like rewatch this needlessly, and so I feel like, you know, that's my YouTube screenshot. It's right there, and now you know. That's how I get screenshots. You know what's funny is a long time ago, I'll do story time. A long time ago, to the point where this doesn't matter anymore. Somebody used Rush Royale Tips and Tricks' YouTube thumbnail, and they used it for their own video, but because he builds like these generic looking, and I say generic looking, and I'll explain that, but he uses like, you know, like just text and pictures, like unit pictures, for his thumbnails that could be seen as generic, and I mean that in like the most loving way, because I was like, well, why doesn't anybody like steal my thumbnails? And I realized that it's because I'm usually screenshotting some specific moment in a specific game that you are then going to watch, and there's no reason for somebody to steal that as their own thumbnail, because it would be an impossible board position that they wouldn't be able to just randomly create, and then it would be like a literal clickbait thumbnail. But I'm taking like an actual screenshot of a board position that I'm in, and that's what, or I steal like Rush Royale's, like, you know, their pictures and their like community post type posts, and then anybody can steal that because it's just a picture that they're using and they don't care. Because you're promoting them, like they don't care. But I could see how, you know, Rush Royale Tips and Tricks would like care about somebody stealing something that he created, and I just thought that was an interesting little fact about my thumbnails. I was like, oh wow, I guess nobody can copy my thumbnails, even though I don't really spend time creating thumbnails. It's just like a screenshot of a board position, of like a cool board position. I try to take it like when nothing is happening on the screen. I'll try to do another one. We can all do this together. Here we go. I just need everything to stop happening. Actually, no, everything is not going to stop happening, because I think this is where I die. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where I die. It's just nothing is happening. There's no board change. It's not like I got bedlammed or anything. This is actually a good, yeah, I'll use that one. Nothing happened. I have, like, my entire board is still there. It's not like nothing got bedlammed, nothing got warlocked. I just die out of nowhere. It's like 344, I just die just because. That's it. I'm never playing Inquisitor again. Or at least not until I get, like, a level 15 clock. I'll catch you guys next video.